Hi, I'm Sally, and welcome to my website. I'd like to give you an overview of what my energy healing work is all about so you have some idea before you reach out what to expect and what I'm all about. So, just to kind of give you a brief overview, my work is a combination of three great inspirational people: Dolores Cannon, David Hayes, and Dr. Bradley Nelson. Each brings a unique set of skill sets that I've added to my energy healing and clearing. And oftentimes I liken it to Reiki, but on steroids. So if you are dealing with illnesses or even if you are having abundance issues, even if you are having relationship issues, this method has helped a lot of people. And I always encourage everybody go read the testimonials because it's real people in real situations that may be going through or have gone through a similar situation that you are currently dealing with. Energy healing is awesome. It's a way to add to your portfolio of healing. I never say just use me and use me only. That would be crazy. But the energy work that I have done with people, we have seen absolute miracles. I've seen people recover from cancers and diabetes and high blood pressure. I've seen couples on the brink of divorce ready to walk away from each other forever and get healing. And the relationships can be healed. It's beautiful what we've learned by combining these modalities. And for those of you who are interested in learning how to do what I do, I will teach you. And I have that on my coaching session. So if that's something you want to look at book a session or sessions offered and look at coaching, and we can go over that in detail. It has really helped my Reiki practitioners level up their business. So, I have made some notes because one of the biggest questions I have are going to be addressed in this video. And basically, is energy healing right for me? And there are about three types of energy healing that I do offer wellness for. The first one is quantum healing hypnosis technique by Dolores Cannon. That has helped a lot of people. You get into a deep hypnotic state through a guided meditation, and you can release all kinds of things. And even if you're just exploring, if you're curious about where your soul has been, we can dive into that, and you have kind of that firsthand perspective, and that's really nice. But quantum healing hypnosis technique has to be done in person. And I'm a Dolores Cannon purist, and the Cannon family has been very good to me, and therefore they have my loyalty. And I follow their schooling religiously. The next type is doing a type of guided meditation, but we can do that over Zoom. Now, what's nice about that is that you can stay in your own home and you can go through a guided meditation that can take you through places that a lot of lighter levels of quantum healing hypnosis can take you. You can learn a lot, and actually, a lot of my clients prefer this method because they're able to feel safe and secure in their own environment. They get into a deeper place of relaxation, and we are actually able to work in the lighter levels. So basically, instead of you re experiencing something from like a first person experience, you would actually be watching it from a disinterested third party position. It works really well from what we've seen. And I've got the techniques combined with Brian Weiss and a few others. And in the sessions offered, you'll find that under Going Beyond QHHT, because it's not QHHT, but it's going into the lighter levels using different techniques that I've learned along the way. It is lighter, and so all you'd have to do is open your eyes. But if you keep them shut, a lot can happen when you cut off the visual sensory. And I talk about that in some of the other testimonials that we've had in prior videos. Um, a lot of stuff can happen there. Um, the next session that I offer is energy or multi-dimensional energy healing and clearing. Now, that is actually a three-parter. So you pay for the first session and then you get 2 free follow-up sessions from there. Now, what's really nice about that, as Dolores Cannon says, we have to sort of peel out the outer layers. And through David Hayes and Dr. Bradley Nelson's and blending how to speak to the subconscious mind, bringing these modalities into one has given us the opportunity to clear energies over Zoom as you and I are having a conversation. And oftentimes people will feel very light when they're done with the experience to going into the things that we're going to talk about here in a few moments and the rebalancing period. And I have seen people recover from cancers and again, like I said, illnesses, all kinds of illnesses. It's not limited to cancers or diabetes. I always tell everybody, though, just for your own information, this energy work is very powerful. And if you are on any kind of medication, you definitely want to stay with your healthcare provider. And if you begin to feel over medicated, reach out to them and have them check you to make sure you're getting the proper amount of what you need. Because when you're going through healing, it's not basically one and you're done. And that's why in this particular modality, this multi-dimensional energy healing modality, it does take about 3 sessions. And that's because we're moving out the bulk and then we're going deeper, as Dolores Cannon says. And we're releasing, or Dr. Brad, and releasing the stuff that's deeper rooted. So you're paying for the first session and you're getting 2 free follow-up sessions after that. So it's quite nice. It's helped a lot of people. So, but if you've not done energy healing and you're not sure that energy healing is right for you, then I offer a $25 for 25 minutes. And we just kind of go in with the big stuff and see what's there and break it loose so your body can begin to recalibrate. And when you can feel better, just even a little bit better, then you begin to know, oh, this really does work for me, but you've not invested a ton of money into it to find that out. So that's offered for those of you who want to just dip your toe in and see if it works. So that is offered. And then, of course, the coaching sessions. If you're looking to manifest better and all of that, this is what we do. I can teach you how to do the energy clearing and healing. If you're a Reiki healer or a healer of any kind, this will actually work well for you. If you're a motion code, body code practitioner, reach out to me. I've got some additional tips that will help boost your work. And that goes as well for you QHHT practitioners. What we have learned over time is that if we can remove anxieties from people in advance of their having their QHHT session, they go into a deeper, richer experience. And that has made a big difference in the practices that I work with. Now let me go into, I've made some notes. I don't want to miss anything while you're here if you want me to cover what you can expect in energy healing. And we're going to go over some of the top questions that I normally get. Now, if I don't address it here, please reach out. The best way to reach me is through text messaging because I'm doing Zoom calls all day generally, and it's hard for me just to pick up the phone. So text me, I will get back to you usually within 48 hours. I try to get it right away within the same day, but a lot of times I just don't have that luxury. Also, I do want to recommend there is another energy modality on my website under sessions offered, is that we can do psychic readings and past life energies that most affect you today. We're looking sort of like at the current events of your life and what we need to get cleared. If you want an energy healing at that time that is within that scope, we can do that. Again, you're driving the bus and you're just telling me what you would like to do, and we try to meet those challenges. And understanding the past life that most affects you today can be very beneficial in righting your ship. Now, remember, when we clear these energies out, your body will heal itself. That's what Dolores Cannon talks about all the time. A lot of times, you just need to become aware of what's going on within you. And once you understand that you can learn something from it, your body will begin to rebalance and adjust itself. And again, work with your healthcare provider, especially if you're on medications, because most of the people that I do work with come off their medications, but I insist that they continue to work with their healthcare provider to do that, because it's important to understand if you're going to engage with this work with me or anybody else, you don't want to take medication that you don't need, but you need to stay on the medication that you do need, and only your healthcare provider can tell you that. Not me and not anybody else. All right, now that we got that behind us, the first question we have generally is, what is the processing period? Now, that is a time when you have your energy healing session, when it takes place. And then there's a period of rebalancing. Once we're removing heart walls and trapped emotional energies, um, there can even be miasms. Dr. Bradley Nelson talks about that. That's ancestral trauma or illnesses that can be passed down. That used to sound a little bit woo, but we now understand that everything is energy frequency. And in that, when your DNA, when a mom's DNA is affected, or a father's DNA, or generations back, is disrupted, that energy disruption can actually go into the cells their body creates. And that means even in their reproductive systems, and it can get passed down to you. And we work on clearing those energies. So it's more than just trapped emotional energies, more than belief systems that are working against your best and highest good. It could actually be energy distortions in your DNA. It could be, and the other thing too, when I do energy healing, I work more than just the body. A lot of the Reiki healers, they're matching you in frequency, and they're bringing you up, so they get themselves in a real positive state. And it actually comes through a process of entrainment. The work is beautiful. And if you haven't had a Reiki session, I encourage you to at least try it, because it is amazing. And especially a good practitioner will really make you feel good. But I'm going to, hopefully, I work with my other Reiki practitioners where we try to level this up and get you working. So if you're not a practitioner and you just need help, or if you are a practitioner, we are looking more than just the physical body. We're looking in the mind, the body, the spirit complex. Because so much like allergies, when I help people with allergies, for example, many times I've been told, well, people come to me, it's a last resort, let's face it. And when they do and they can't get over their allergies, I often find their allergies are not in the physical body, but the body's reacting to it, but it's in the spirit complex. So when I talk about multidimensional healing and clearing, we're talking in the mind, the body, the spirit complex. So we're going well beyond just the physical body. And in that processing time, it is different for everybody. I've had people who respond instantaneously. And the longest I've had is about 45 days out. So it is going to be different for everybody. Also, the thing to be mindful of is that as you're going through this reprocessing period, your body's also going to be detoxing. And we're going to talk about what you need to do when that starts. But just so you know, rebalancing can be immediately to up to 45 days later, and it can be anywhere in between. I hope that makes sense. So we've talked about how long and how long it could last up to 45 days. So what's important to understand is that when you come back for energy healing, especially for those of you who decide to do energy healing, that's the 3 options. And we do this over Zoom, just so you know. And if you're not comfortable with Zoom, we can do it over the phone. You guys are driving the bus. I'm just trying to help you in any way I can. However, when we're going through this healing process, it's important to know that as it can happen immediately, but over that period of time, up to 45 days, you don't want to have energy healing again too soon. Because as the energies are breaking loose, it's a lot like, imagine you are this calm, beautiful lake, and I come in with my motorboat, and I'm stirring up everything that's down rooted on the bottom. And then it just gets all energetically mixed up, and now you got a muddy water. And then it takes time for everything to resettle. We don't want to interrupt the dissipation period. So as everything begins to break loose, then we want to allow the body to rebalance itself as everything begins to settle back down. Now, once that period is done, it's much easier to go in and see what's left to see if we need to clear that out. So oftentimes how that usually works is we go in with our heavy lifting and we move out the biggest chunks first. And then we come back in the next 2 sessions and see, is there anything left? Is there a core belief that's corrupted? Is there energy in the DNA that needs to be cleared? Is there miasms? Are there curse or saboteur energies? And are they hidden energies? So we have to make sure that at the end of the day, your body's happy, your mind is happy, your spirit is happy, and your soul is happy. And yes, we go into the blueprint energetic fields as well. Again, it's multidimensional healing. So that's why it's important for you to know when we do the 3 sessions, it is 2 weeks minimum between sessions. And the reason for that is you might get feeling better for a while and then it kind of settled down and you're like, yeah, there's more to clear. So we just want to make sure if you're going to invest the time and the money that we get as much cleared in 3 sessions as we potentially can. Now, when people ask me, how do I prepare for an energy healing or a QHHT session or going beyond or any of the above, what is important to remember is as your body is rebalancing, say you come in for a QHHT session, when we're done, I'm going to tell you for the next minimum, for the next 30 days, stay really hydrated as much as you can. The other thing that you're going to notice, oftentimes what happens when people get energy healing or clearing, whether it is through hypnosis or doing this multidimensional healing that we do, or Reiki on steroids, that you may be hit with sudden fatigue. It happens with most of my clients. And your day could be going good. And some people say, well, can you schedule that? Well, the answer to that is no, it can't be scheduled. And it's going to hit when it's going to hit. And we talk about how to manage that. But for now, One of the things that you can often expect in energy healing is being hit with sudden fatigue. And then when you're hit with it, and you say you're someplace like at work and you can't take a nap, then I suggest what you do, and it helps a lot of my clients. Just wherever you are, if you can just stop for 5 minutes, take in some deep breaths and clear the autonomic nervous system, close your eyes, and just relax into it for just 5 minutes. What is actually happening is that energy is churned up and it's ready to break loose, and it's coming out. It's going to come out. You can push through it, but you're just making it harder for yourself, and you're going to prolong that feeling of fatigue. So, one of the things that you can do is just take in the deep breaths, and that is in through the nose, hold, and exhale through the mouth a minimum of 3 times. Eyes closed, 5 minutes, just relax and allow it to come out. It goes a whole lot easier. The other thing, too, as you're going through the energy healing process, make sure that your diet is very clean. Um, if you guys are meat eaters, please make sure you're eating meats that are not processed. You definitely want to eat lean meats. Fresh vegetables and fruits are highly recommended. And also move your body, get some exercise, go for a walk, even if it's just going outside and moving around for just a little bit. All this is going to help your body recalibrate. And then ultimately listen to yourself, your higher self. Now, what I mean by that is the higher self communicates in the first 7 seconds, and it takes another 8 seconds for the conscious mind to start to engage. So if you have a question and you say, yeah, I need to do this, but you oftentimes find yourself, wait a minute, let me think this through. That's your conscious mind clicking in. And oftentimes, if you just listen to your subconscious mind those first 5 seconds, that's the part where you say, gosh, I wish I just listened to my first gut instinct. That's why. So some of the common experiences that are the feedback that I get with my clients are as follows. Feel tired, and later very active, and then they just feel like overall better. So they'll get hit with that sudden fatigue, like I talked about, and then it usually offsets with like a burst of activity, but eventually it begins to settle. Feel hungry, or some people even say, I don't have much of an appetite. Now, for me, when I've done energy healing on myself personally, I don't eat. And so, but my husband, he likes to eat. So I know when that energy healing's working on him, because I see this. Um, some people can feel a bit achy or even have a headache. So if the body is holding on to viruses, especially, or bacterial infections, as the virus begins to die, it releases toxins into the body, and that can cause you to feel achy. Your joints can feel inflamed. So, any symptoms that you are dealing with, if you have a virus, if you have shingles um, as a virus, or if you have a bacterial infection, your symptoms after energy healing can feel a little bit worse before they get better. So, just know that's quite common. Now, your physical symptoms may lessen dramatically, or you may experience more intensity in sensations for a short period of time. But again, it will balance out. A lot of people feel sensations of tingling, warmth, and very few occasions a little bit of discomfort. So, with one person that I was dealing with that had a gallbladder issue, as we're doing the energy healing, he felt this twinge of pain in the gallbladder area, and he was not wanting surgery, but they're like, you know what, you got to get this out. But he was able, or we were able to get it cleared up, and to date, he has not had surgery. So again, it was a slight discomfort as we were working on it, but it popped and it went away, and he's not had any trouble since. Again, don't take my word for it. Look at my testimonials. I put live testimonials on my website, and I think it's on Google too. Um, Feel free. Let me see, where was I? Feel nothing out of the ordinary at all. Okay, so that's important to address because I myself was one of those persons when I didn't even believe in energy healing. I came out of the corporate world, but I was really sick. In fact, I was dying, and I had a friend tell me, I love her. She's a Reiki healer. Her name's Lori Sparks. Love Lori Sparks. And she's from the Indianapolis area. If y'all need Reiki healing, I recommend Lori Sparks. I don't know if she still does it, but she saved my life in that she said, you know what? We can do Reiki healing, but you need to see Dr. Cecile Locke. And Dr. Cecile became my mentor in so many ways. And she was my anesthesiologist when I first came into the world. And her husband went into energy healing. And when she told me, I have saved, like, I don't know how many people at that time, over 25 people with brain cancer that no longer have cancer. It just intrigued me because I've always been such a curious person. How does all this work? And now that I understand more, not that I'm a quantum physicist by any stretch of the means, but now that I understand about energy, vibration, and frequency, I now understand how all this works and how it's all possible. And she moved my energy. But it was funny because when I was done, I was like, why did you walk away from, not only are you a medical doctor, but you're an anesthesiologist, and you walked away and I don't feel any different. That was until day 4. And that entire, I suppose it was a good 10 hours. My body purged for about 10 hours. And after that, I felt amazing. And I was like, okay, I'm done. This is what I got to do. So you might be like me in the sense that it may be not immediately when you feel it, but it could be up to one of my clients who was day 45 and all that happened. So the next thing that people feel that they know they're kind of experiencing the energy clearing is that they feel relaxed and at peace, and then sleep becomes more deep. Their dreams intensify. They actually remember their dreams. And mental clarity is a big one. Now, the other thing that I do when I'm doing multi-dimensional energy healing and clearing, it's a lot to say, is that we are activating your dormant DNA strands 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if you want to know more about the DNA activation, because it's too long to get into this little video, go on to a video on my website. We talk about the DNA activation and how it can apply to you. So that's always kind of fun and exciting. So, all right. And then if you have any questions anytime during your rebalancing period, I encourage you to always reach out to me. So either we can talk, but talk it over, find out what's going on, find out if there's anything residual left. I have one gal that had severe migraine headaches, and it took us over 3 times to clear. And she would just tell me the onset of when it was coming on, and I was more able to pinpoint the root cause of it, and we were able to clear it. And knock on wood, she has recovered from almost daily migraine headaches. So sometimes it's more than just a misalignment. And we can get into all of that if you want to reach out to me and have a conversation about what type of modality might be right for you and what you can expect in energy healing. So if you are suffering, you don't have to reach out to me, but try to reach out to somebody like me, because it can make such a huge difference. Dr. Cecile saved my life by moving energy on me, and I didn't even believe it worked. The point is, you don't have to believe it works. You just have to be open enough to try it and see where it takes you. I hope you will join me on this magical trip of this world of woo, because it has helped me and it's helped many of my clients, and I hope it will work for you. So for that, let me know if you have energy questions, and we will talk soon. Take care.